Do you want better cognitive function and an increase in focus? I'm Tracy Gibbs, Chief Scientific Advisor for Viseo, and I'd love to tell you about an exciting product we have called Neuro. How many of us today suffer from brain fog? In the middle of the day as we're working, we kind of hit that brick wall where we just can't focus anymore, or we're working on a project or a math equation, and somehow we just get that lack of clarity that kind of messes up the rest of our day. I don't care if you're a mother who has to take care of children, clean the house, do everything that you do in the kitchen, or if you're a C-level executive in the office and you've got to step into a board meeting to present your plan for the next year. All of us could use an increase in mental focus, better mental energy, and overall just better mental health. I don't think there's a single person out there that would say, no, I don't need an increase in mental focus. You know, especially as we age, it can become a big problem. I know that when I was in my early 20s, attending a university, I could read a book and go back and tell you the page, sometimes even down to the paragraph on that page about a clinical study or a quote from a doctor regarding some subject matter that I was focusing on at the time or studying at the time. But when I got into my 40s, I could maybe remember the book that I had read it in, but to tell you the page or even the paragraph, it wasn't like it was in my 20s. I think we all experience it as we age. How many of us out there have more than one child and have actually called the child by a different name before? I know I'm guilty of that. I have 8 children. And yeah, there's been many times where I mess up my children's age. Is that just a mistake, or is that because there's neural pathways in our brain that begin to become more and more blocked as we age? So let's talk about this product, Neuro. When I was formulating Neuro, I was studying specific ingredients that could help unblock neural pathways and increase the ability for us to cognitively focus on exactly what it is we're trying to do. So I put together a combination of ingredients that do just that. Let's talk about the first ingredient, acetylcholine. Our brain is made up of fat. I don't know if you knew that or not, but yes, it is fat cells. So, when we go on these low-fat diets, we might actually even be hurting our brain because our brain needs certain fats in order to function. The main fat that your brain is made out of is called phosphatidylcholine. It's actually a very beneficial fat and is found in certain foods like egg yolks, dairy ingredients like cheeses and yogurts and things like that. Most of us, when we go on these low-fat diets, we don't get enough of this important ingredient in our bodies. Well, the main derivative of phosphatidylcholine is called acetylcholine. Acetylcholine has been shown in numerous studies to support healthy brain function. It's a necessary nutrient, but again, because of our fad diets that we all get on, especially when we get into our senior years and we're focusing on weight loss and watching what we eat and cutting back on fats, this nutrient tends to be deficient in our diet. Another ingredient that I added in Neuro is called bacoba. Bacoba has numerous clinical studies also showing that it supports cognitive function. There's even a Harvard medical school study where medical students who took bacoba versus those that took the placebo actually improved their test scores overall. And I believe it was a 21 to 22% increase in test scores at Harvard Medical School. Another very important ingredient that I added in Neuro is called huperzine A. Huperzine A comes from a moss in China. I know it's weird to think that a moss can help increase cognitive function, but there are many, many clinical studies on huperzine A. In fact, the main benefit of huperzine A is that it inhibits a bad enzyme that blocks new neural pathway development. You know that phrase, you can't teach a dog, or you can't teach an old dog new tricks? That phrase is actually accurate. As we age, our ability to learn and remember is multiplied by, or I guess the lack of ability to age is multiplied by up to 10-fold. because there's this bad enzyme in our brain that actually inhibits production of new neural pathways, and that enzyme increases as we age. Huperzine A blocks the production of that bad enzyme. There's another ingredient called alpha GPC, which boosts production of that of the good enzyme, I should say, the good enzyme that increases new neural pathways. So that combination of alpha GPC and huperzine A, where one inhibits the production of a bad enzyme and the other one boosts the production of the enzyme that increases neural pathways, is a 1-2 punch towards cognitive function. So imagine being in your 40s, 50s, and 60s and having the cognitive function and abilities that you had when you were in your 20s. Studies show that that's possible. This powerful combination of acetylcholine, bacopa, huperzine A, alpha GPC, and a couple others are all combined in Viseo's advanced delivery technology, what we call a liposome. Liposomes are tiny fat bubbles that can bypass the digestive system and deliver nutrients directly to the cells where they're needed the most. So you take this powerful combination of ingredients in Neuro, combined with our advanced delivery technology, and you have an amazing product that can support cognitive function, help promote an increase in focus, and overall support healthy brain function. So I'm super excited to present to you Viseo's Neuro.